like I say, I know when they grabbed me. I was president of the White Star Line, president of the White Star Company, the company that is Britain, the company that is basically all these videos that you see of the past, like Devil's Island, Colony of the Condemned, or something like that. They're obviously military groups, and they're obviously military people. And it's British, it's American, American soldiers. Like I said, I know when it happened. It happened somewhere, I don't know, 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, somewhere around in there. Really 1960s in Vietnam. When 3 or 5 people grabbed me, basically, and basically said, we just have to take out Lucifer, and that's it. And then we can lie to the future and say whatever we want to, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, they didn't really understand that I had been, I don't know, maybe they didn't understand. The past knew, like I said, past like 7,000 years, they all knew, you know, it was all just basically, you know, I mean, I was actually in time and space with humanity, directing them, overseeing them, guiding them, saying we need to do this to deal with that, dealing with the problems of the plague. Anyway, somewhere around 1950s or so, 1940s, some group of people decide that they just have to grab me and they can say whatever they want to the future. That America, it's like America is the White Star Line. White Star, Titanic, Britain. Anyway, some kids or some people say, well, we get this guy and then we can have all of Britain and we can have all of America. Anyway, and they like divide up the world or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. They try like a whole bunch of other little things. Anyway, like I say, you know, medical, like everyone jumped to be in my military. If you were in my military, you got food, you got clothing, you got shoes, you got dental. Some people actually joined my military just to have teeth pulled. That's how crazy it was. Like, I was like this shadow that went over the world. Technology and everything. It's because I'm the creator of humanity and very old being myself, and I was just guiding the earth. It's like, okay, we're going to do this. Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to look into this. We're going to look into that. And like I said, somewhere around 1920s or 1940s, some group of people realized that they just have to grab me and they can take over Britain and take over America and take over, and they would like divide up the country. There's probably maybe like 70 of the 80 of them or something like that, or 30 of them basically that knew what was going on. You know, it's White Star Line, it's the White House, it's Starfleet, it's the future basically. Anyway, they said that, or they thought that, grab me, take me down, kill me, surround me with blah blah, and they live free, rich lives. And it happened somewhere around 1950s or whatever, and just kind of like look into the future. Anyway, like I said, they see me as the leader of the White Star Company, the most rich person of all. Take me out and blah blah. Or anyway, and then they say whatever they want. So anyway, not realizing that I'm actually the creator of humanity and like a billion trillion years old. Like I said, it's some children or some kids that grew up and or were growing up, and they decide to make a choice. You know, they just take out one person and they say whatever they want in the future, and they have control over the TVs. Anyway, it's like Kennedy or one of these people. They're children when they decide this, and they get to lie to the future about everything. Like I say, they say Convict Island. Those weren't convicts. It's obvious in the films. Anyway, there's vaults of film in every country. Anyway, they decide that they just have to cut and paste the videos and then they control the world or something like that, or blah, blah, blah. Anyway, like I say, they think I'm a time traveler. They think that humanity has just like, or whatever. It's like, well, actually I was moving with humanity in time and space, helping humanity. Like I said, you create humanity, you lead humanity. And I was helping humanity. Like, they're my people. You know? I'm not just going to let them sit around in the mud and suffer. I created humanity, or endoskeletons. Been with the Earth for like a couple million years. And helping, doing stuff. I had the best of everything because everybody loved me. Because, you know, and everyone knew that today they get the best. And other people don't. But then tomorrow, or, you know, the future, that bleeds out to, I mean, it becomes, you know, these people help those people, you know, it goes out to civilization. You know, we build civilization pockets, and then those civilization pockets become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, the world's population was slowly growing, and we were staying ahead of the world's population with food and resources. I was going to India. My steamships went everywhere. I was mapping the world. We were mapping the world, doing aerial surveys of the world. You know, we were doing the Earth right, basically. And everything was moving along just fine. And then somebody around 1950s or so, Kennedy or someone, decides that they can just grab me and kidnap me and kill me. And they actually, like I said, they intended to kill me. I'm supposed to be dead. They're going to interrogate me, torture me, and kill me. Originally, everyone knew about me and everything was going along just fine. And then we get to some point, and then they start doing this little thing with the future or whatever. And then they find out they can't really kill me. And like they just kind of move me up forward and then dump me on their children, basically. And their children are like, what the fuck? You know? I mean, it's like, the children are like, it's like, yeah, well, they decided to kidnap me and try and kill me, and then they couldn't kill me, and they didn't know what to do with me. So, then the children are like, but we got this good thing going. It's like, well, I mean, you still got this good thing going, but I mean, it's like, Lucifer, God, or Creator, actually. Like I say, it's really more like Lucifer wanted to be good, but I was already good. So it's like, you know, I mean, I kind of shaped and molded humanity into the way I wanted them to be, which is pretty much the way they are now. Except for the part where I was going to be kidnapped and killed and tortured. Yeah, you know, so it's kind of like one of those things where I remember the day when it kind of happened, when somebody was like, it's like, what are you doing? You know, but it's already too late, and then they just kind of keep digging. And it's like, you know, I'm the creator of humanity, right? You know, I'm the leader of the Earth, right? And like the kids are like, no. And it's like, well, your parents, or a parent, about 3 or 5 or 6 of them, well, you know, maybe they didn't tell you. Anyway. And then somebody at some point is like, well, and it's like, oh, the future will still know. But they're like, no, we can just kill all these people. And it's like, oh well. Yeah. You know, might take you 1,000 years or 1,000,000 years. Did once already. Like I said, Kenny actually put me in a coma and lobotomized me. Like one girl said, well, all they did really was stick a pick inside your skull and like squish around a lot. Like, oh, wow. Not really a lobotomy, they said. They said it wasn't really a lobotomy because they just kind of stuck a pick in your skull and squished around until you stopped breathing. Like, oh, great. That's nice. Anyway, yeah, so kind of a bummer, dude. But yeah, that's why all the videos and stuff and everything else. And then humanity spends like 1,000 years or 300 years trying to figure out what the hell was going on. It's like, yeah, well. Anyway, yeah, so.